Yo, what's poppin' PokePals? Rare TCG coming at you with a brand new video. And yes, you read the title of this video correctly. We are doing a full deck with zero, count them, zero trainer cards. We have 45 Pokemon in the deck and 15 energy. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Rare, how are you possibly going to win a game of PTCGL with just Pokemon and no trainer cards? And the answer, I think, is Mega Lucario. Mega Lucario has the unique attack called Aura Jab, which is 130 damage, which is crazy for a stage 1 with 1 energy. And you may attach 3 fighting energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way that you like. To help us get that energy in the discard pile, we use Lunatone and its ability Lunar Cycle, which says, once during your turn, if Solrock is in play, you may discard a fighting energy from your hand in order to draw 3 cards. So Lunatone will help us get through our deck a little quicker, and then Mega Lucario will allow us to accelerate that energy to our Pokemon if we wish. Now, because we aren't playing any trainer Pokemon, we of course need to play Hariyama with its Heave-Ho Catcher. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with the active spot. So this is going to be our gusting option, and coincidentally, Hariyama is a fighting type, so, you know, fighting energy. And it also gets accelerated by Mega Lucario. Plus, it does 210 damage, which is absolutely bonkers on a one prize card, which is crazy. To help with the little bit of consistency, we play 2 copies of Latias EX. That way we can get basic Pokemon out of play. We're mostly playing basic Pokemon aside from Hariyama and Lucario, but if they're in the active position, they're in the active position. They're going to be swinging. That's pretty much all they're going to be doing. We play 3 copies of Ditto with Transformative Start, which says that if it's our first turn and this is in the active position, we could just search our deck for any basic Pokemon we want and discard this Ditto and put that Pokemon in the active position instead. So that's a good way to get a consistent active position. We also play 3 copies of Skwovet with 2 copies of Mew EX. That's a great combination to help shuffle your hand a little bit. And for a little more hand shuffling, we also play Victini with its Flippity Flap attack. For 1 colorless energy, you can shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 6 cards. So that's another way that we can get through our deck a little faster. And we can also start with Chatot, who has the Acapella attack. For 1 colorless energy, you can search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Doesn't matter if they are an EX or just a 1 prizer, they go straight to the bench. And finally, for a little bit of, I haven't used Indeedee in all my playtesting, but I figured it would be a good card to have. This is basically a TM Evo. It's 1 basic colorless energy. You do Expert Nurturer, and you search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from one of your Pokemon on the bench, and you just evolve it. So it's like our dollar store TM Evo. That's pretty much it. And that's pretty much the deck. We play 15 energy with our A-spec of choice being the Enrichment Energy. That way we can get through our deck a little faster, because as you can imagine, bricking is like our biggest enemy in this deck, hence why we have to play Victini, Skwovet, and Mew. That helps with the consistency. And because we're not playing any trainers, the only ace specs I were allowed to have would be Enrichment Energy and Legacy Energy. And I mean, Legacy is not a bad one, but I feel like having that consistency of being able to draw through your deck makes this a little better. Now, for anybody who's been on the channel for a while, you know that we have objectives that we have to clear while we are showcasing a rogue deck like this one. So usually we do 1 main objective, which is the same for every game. It's to win a game or 2. I say or 2, depending on how well we do. Maybe we want to win 2 or 3 matches, but I don't see us winning more than 1 game in today's video, but you never know. We usually do 2 side objectives that are tailor-made for the deck that I'm showcasing today, but I mean, this challenge is hard enough as it is, so I think our main objective is the only objective we need to worry about for today. So let's just go hit the ladder, because I've been yapping for about 4 minutes, and see if we can get ourselves some wins with 0 trainer cards in our deck. Alright, here we are in game 1, starting things off with the Victini and a Riolu. That's not bad, actually. We'll take that. And we also have Oricorio. I didn't actually mention Oricorio in the team preview, but what... nope, that's not Oricorio. What Oricorio does is, once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from one of your evolution Pokemon. So she's just a great way to get some damage counters off of our Mega Lucario if we need them. Or if we want to put them on, take them off of Hariyama, because he is an evolution Pokemon as well, and he does damage himself when he attacks. So Oricorio is a good way to get some of that damage off of your evolution Pokemon, and they do stack. So if you have 3 Oricorio in play, you could heal 60 damage from your Pokemon. I have showcased this a couple times on the channel, the Oricorio, but I figured, you know, for those of you who haven't seen any of my previous videos, maybe this is your first video from me that you're seeing. This is actually a good showcase of Oricorio. Now, and we actually got the Hariyama, but I don't want to do it now because there's no reason for me to gust. So I am just going to flippity flap right now and hopefully draw myself an energy. We do, and we got ourselves the Skwovet and the Mew. So we do have a way to shuffle our hand every turn now, which is great for us. The only problem now is we don't have any energy in the discard pile for Mega Lucario's Aura Jab. That's my biggest issue at the moment. As you can imagine, bricking in this deck is our biggest adversary, and you don't want to be bricking all that often. You want to try and consistently get that damage going, get that damage flowing. Now, the good thing is because Lucario only needs one energy to attack, we could just take this Charmander out right now. And I'm actually going to get my Skwovet and Mew combination set up at this moment, and hopefully we can get ourselves a Hariyama going. So we can boss up this Charmeleon on the bench. That would be even better, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we are going to be that lucky. So we got ourselves Fez. That's good. That's a good way to get ourselves a couple cards if any of our Pokemon go down. And we did actually get an energy in the discard pile, so we could just put that back onto Victini if we want to. And I think I'm going to do that because you have to attach the energy from the discard with Mega Lucario, which I think is a little annoying because sometimes you don't always have what you want on the bench to utilize the Aura Jab to its maximum potential. But we got to make do with what we got to do. And it looks like they are using the Mega Charizard, not the Terra Charizard, but I could be wrong. I'm just going based off of their card sleeves, and you know, card sleeves are not always the most telltale signs. Oh, there you go. See, they are playing the Terrazard, which is not good for us, but thankfully we can heal off some of that damage with Oricorio, hopefully making that a 3-shot instead of a 2-shot, but I doubt it. And your retreat cost is, yeah, your retreat cost is 2, so not good for us. They're going to do 210 damage, leaving us with only 130, so yeah, even if we heal, it's not going to help us. Alright, very unfortunate right now, but what can we do here? I think what I want to do is I just want to, I guess we'll just Mega Brave, why not? Let's get some damage counters onto the Charizard. I mean, we're going to be losing 3 prize cards here, but I got to do what I got to do right now. And we get nothing of use. Alright, so let's just Mega Brave, hitting for 270, why not? That's some major damage going on. And unfortunately, we're just going to get taken out here. That's like the realistic view here. There goes our Mega Lucario, unfortunately, but this does mean that I can put down my Victini in the active position and start shuffling my hand again. Let's see what we get. We got Hariyama. You're a day late and a dollar short, dude. I would have loved to have put you down and bossed up that Oricorio last turn, but unfortunately not. And we got him again, even more disappointing. Okay, so let's restart here. Getting ourselves Lunatone, but we don't have the bench space for Lunatone right now, so I am just going to flippity flap and get myself a Riolu. Thank you, I needed that. So what we can do next turn is we can put the Mew in the active position just for a free retreat. And if we happen to draw Hariyama again off of the top deck, we could put him down and boss up something on the bench, possibly this Charmander, and hopefully get ourselves a little more security. But it doesn't look like we are getting such luck. We are definitely putting this Riolu down, and we're definitely putting down this energy. With Skwovet and Mew, I mean, we're fine to just start doing this. Shuffling our hand. Get a Mega Lucario, we will absolutely take that. And a Lunatone. You know what? I'm going to give them the Oricorio. And let's put the Lunatone down. That way, if we get Solrock, we have a potential for drawing purposes. And then what we can do, because we have so much energy in the discard pile, is we could hopefully get ourselves a Riolu. I don't know. Like, my bench space is very limited, as you guys can see. And we need so many Pokemon on the bench because we need to be able to... Oh my god, they are getting everything right now. We need to be able to have the support that we need. So we need the Mew, we need the Skwovet. This Makuhita is always a threat in the bench because my opponent sees that and they're like, I don't want them gusting anything. Not that it's going to really matter in this matchup because, yeah, we're not doing so hot. But, thankfully, well, I was going to say we could survive a Terra Charizard, but we can't survive a Mega Charizard. That's the unfortunate reality here. We got ourselves the Solrock, which is what I wanted, but again, day late and a dollar short. I was going to say we could have Mega Braved, and we could have attached all that energy to Mew, and then we could have potentially bossed up the Terra Charizard and used his own attack against him. And well, we could do that. But do I want to do that? No, I think this one's just going to be a loss. Let's just take the prize cards that we can and call it from here, because they're just going to bring in the Megazard and call it a day. Unfortunately, we can't utilize Megazard's attack because we don't have any fire energy in our deck, so that's unfortunate. And Hariyama just loves coming up today. I only played 3 copies of him, but he's come up every single turn, I think. Yeah, they're just going to do 1,350 damage to Lucario, wiping out my entire lifeline over here. And we are going to take the first L of today's video. Leave a comment down below of how many matches we're going to have to do before we win. Alright, here we are in Game 2. Starting things off, I'm actually going to start off with the Ditto this time around, only because I want a transformative start into Mew, and that way we can get our Skwovet Mew combination going. And it looks like my opponent's taking a mulligan. Oh, it's got a Terra Serena. That's a deck I haven't seen in a while. Okay, I'm down for it. I'm down to clown. You'll like to see it. It's different. It's not the exact same deck as like Dragapult and Charizard and you know, all those other decks that you're seeing. Mega Absol. So I like going up against the variety. I am totally down for that. All right, here we go. Oh, we actually got ourselves Mega Lucario. You know something? Can I do more than one in a turn if you just go? I think I can. Not that I would. Maybe I will. Hold on. Hold on. I think we will. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to retreat. Transformative start again. Oh, we can. Okay, this has never come up before. This is a learning experience for me too. I was not sure if you could do 2 transformative starts in 1 turn, but you can. All right, so we're pretty much set at this point. We could just Mega Evolve next turn. We can get Skwovet and Mew to do their thing. I think we're all right. I think we are all right. We'll have to see what my opponent does. No, they're just going to attach pets. Okay, wow, we are up and rolling turn 2. That's pretty good, I have to say. All right. So let's just Skwovet Mew, trying to get ourselves a better hand going here. We got another fighting energy. It's always appreciated. But we could do better than that. Or maybe not. All right, let's just Aura Jab here. Taking the first prize card. All right, we are on a roll. We had some good RNG in this match. Getting ourselves a Solrock. I'm totally okay with a Solrock because we could put him down, attach an energy, and then all we have to do is find Lunatone. Oh, they got Cleffa. That's another Pokemon I did consider using was Cleffa. But the problem with Cleffa is you draw cards. You don't shuffle your hand. And what happened was my hand would get clogged with a bunch of Pokemon, and I couldn't get rid of them because my bench space would fill up. And because we're not playing any trainers, whatever you have in your hand is what you have in your hand. So once you have 7 cards in your hand, Cleffa is completely useless to us. Hence why I opted for Victini over Cleffa. And they are just going to Grasping Draw here. Okay, we do need to get ourselves a Makuhita. I think that would be a good idea, is getting myself Makuhita. So let's just attach these and put them in play. That way we don't run into them again, because we want to find that Lunatone. Okay, we found Riolu. That's good. Let's just attack and take him out, while my opponent struggles to get themselves situated here. Okay, we're in a pretty phenomenal position. And there's Lunatone. Okay, so now all we have to do is start finding energies, and we can start pairing Lunatone with Aura Jab and start powering up this Riolu on the bench. All right, we are in a very good position. I would have loved a Makuhita, like I said before. That way I could have scared them with my gusting potential, but it is what it is. Oh, like a Monkey Dory. Don't like that card. Monkey Dory and Gardevoir are my 2 least favorite cards in the format right now. And anybody who's been playing PTCGL knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because you could put down every measure that you could think of. You could put down the Battle Cage, the Shamans, the Rapskas, the this, the that. There's always a way to get damage onto your bench, onto your board. And it's really annoying at this point. Okay, I definitely see what they're trying to do right now. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I need to get myself a Oricorio because Vanillux has an ability. Oh, there's my Mega Lucario. We'll take that. Vanillux has an ability that says if your opponent's Pokemon has, I believe it's 40 or less HP, which is about what Serena puts onto your active Pokemon, then you can't attack. So we need to get Oricorio. That way we can start healing. But the problem now is I don't have that opportunity for me right now. And they're definitely going to evolve into Serena right now. And if they get themselves Vanillux, then we're really in trouble. Let's see how this plays out. A Gravity Gemstone. Oh, they're starting to get themselves Spidops too to trap my Mega Lucario. Yep, there's the Serena. And they have the energy to do so. And they're going to Iono us, which I'm okay with. We like Ionos in this gameplay. Because we can't do it ourselves. And there's the Oricorio. Oh, if only I didn't have the bench space already filled up. But the good thing is they did not get their Vanillux going. So we can actually do something about this. Let's attach this. Do I want to attach this energy or do I want to do... You know what? Let's discard it. Because it's a two-shot anyway. So whether I Aura Jab or I do the other thing, doesn't really matter. So let's Aura Jab to get that energy onto this Lucario. Yep. And then we could hopefully get ourselves another energy to power up the Mega Brave and then take out this Serena. So we're still in an okay position. Oh no, hold on. I just messed up. Stupid Monkey Dory's just going to take us out. I just realized that. Oh my god. I hate this card so much. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to promote the Solrock since he has an energy and he's ready to attack. He's ready to start throwing hands. And they have the grass energy. Of course they did. So now that they can just drop kick and heal. Oh, even when we thought we were in a winning position. The good thing is that we can put down the Fezandipiti and get ourselves 3 more cards. So we can do that. For sure. It's just how much you have 210. And you're going to heal 30. So yeah, we can still take out the Serena next turn. It's not all gloom and doom just yet. There is definitely still some potential. They're going to Icicle Scale onto the freaking Lucario. But that's fine, because we do have the Oricorio. And there's our fighting energy. Absolutely what we needed. Now you say 40 HP, and I have 30 HP. So with Oricorio, we actually are okay. We could bring this guy up. He's probably thinking to himself, you're an idiot, but I'm not, because I'm just going to do this. So let's heal. And now we can just take you out. So that works for us. Thank goodness I put Oricorio in this deck, because if not, we would have been completely walled right now. Okay, we get ourselves an energy, that's good. And we're just going to Lunatone that energy. So we got to find ourselves a Riolu. And hopefully they don't have a way to do 50 damage to my Lucario, so we don't lose him. 1, 2. What do I get? A Riolu and a Victini. Alright. Very close matchup right now. It's still anybody's game, because if they have a means of putting 50 damage onto my Lucario, we just lose. And they got themselves the Dark Energy. That's going to be enough to take us out, because they're just going to come in with the stupid Mind Bend and do 60 damage to us. God, I hate Monkey Dory with the passion. I hate that card. And there it is. And they do double damage because of weakness. So game 2 was another L, but we got so close with just 1 card left. You guys see the potential. I feel it. We can get a win. Alright, game 3. Starting things off with Riolu, Victini, and Solrock. As you guys can see, the biggest issue that this deck has is bench space. Not just bricking. Because I think I've gotten the bricking situation pretty down pat. It's just a matter of what I just say before. Bench space. That's our biggest adversary, it seems. And oh my god, is this the same person? I think it's the same person. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, hopefully they don't get set up like they did last time, and we could just steamroll them now that we know what they're doing. And once again, they are just going to pass, which is fine for us. So let's just do this. Let's attach this energy here. And let's just swing. If they do concede, I'm not going to count that as a win. Because I want to do this legitimately. I want to take all 6 prize cards, the whole 9 yards. Okay, we got ourselves Lunatone and Solrock in our hand. That's good. I mean, I already have Solrock down, so I could just put this Lunatone down. Now, please don't have another basic. I want to take a W. Just one. I'm not going to count it towards our main objective, because like I said, I want to take all 6 prize cards to officially count it, but it would be nice just to see the you win logo. That'd be nice. Oh, there it is. Nice. They conceded. Okay. Let's move on to another game. I'm not counting that one. Okay, you guys are not going to believe this, but I ran into the exact same guy once again. The guy that we just ran into twice. But let's see how this goes. Let's just retreat into the Riolu, and then we'll use our Skwovet Mew combo, hopefully getting myself an energy. So we can start attacking. Yes, sir. Or, hold on, let's do this. Let's not even attach. So we have to find Lucario. And that kind of helped. Let's end our turn. And the next turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Lunatone again, and then I'll do the Skwovet Mew combo. Alright, there's the stupid Monkey Dory that I hate. Hopefully we can get the run back on this guy. And not have him concede. So, you never know. We're going to do the best 2 out of 3 here, it looks like. They're going to Grasping Draw, that's fine by me. See, they have a hard time setting up, but I seem to be having a fine time setting up. So let's just do this. Let's discard this energy. We do not get a Mega Lucario, but we could Nest Stash and then Mew, getting ourselves a whole new hand. 3. And we still don't get it. Okay, well, I'm just going to attack and take out the Cleffa, because why not? Hopefully slowing them down, potentially. And there we go, another energy. That's good for us. So we could Lunar Cycle again, hopefully getting ourselves Mega Lucario. We could Aura Jab to set up this Riolu on the bench. We have options here. They're going to Counter Catcher. That's not good for us. And they're going to bring up Lunatone. Okay. They're thinking that they're slowing me down, but unfortunately for them, I just have this energy in my hand. I can attach it and retreat. That's fine. Hariyama, once again, coming in when I don't need him. There's Mega Lucario. So let's do this. Let's just do that. Now, you're probably going to survive, aren't you? Because you resist. Of course you do. God, I hate this card, dude. Monkey Dory's just so friggin' annoying. Alright. Let's do this. Let's Aura Jab. He'll survive on 10, of course. Alright, let's attach that there. And now all we have to do is find ourselves another Mega Lucario. But like I said, like the consistency with this deck is pretty much there. It's just a matter of getting bench space and not bricking, and they got themselves the Vanillux. Great. But they don't have themselves the Serena, so that's good for us. They're probably going to get themselves, yep, Cleffa, I figured. They're relying solely on Cleffa for drawing purposes. Which is good for us, but not very good for them. Because every time they Grasping Draw, they're just leaving this little Cleffa wide open. Okay, so let me... Honestly, call me crazy, I kind of just want to do this. Let's just attach to the Solrock. And then let's just attach to the Mew, right? Why not? And then we could use their attack against them if worse comes to worse. I think we're having a much better setup this time around. Of course, they could just get themselves the Luminous Energy and then just start pinging damage around. But you know what? At this point, I don't really care. I think we're in a okay position. They finally got themselves the Bounce Suite, but like I said, without gusting options, I mean, Hariyama's literally our only gusting option. So without gusting options, we kind of just have to fight whatever they put in the active, which is this Monkey Dory. And they're going to Clavel. That's an interesting supporter. That allows them to search their deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon with 120 or less HP and put them into their hand. So it's a good way to find all your Monkey Dories if you are playing a heavy Monkey Dory deck. Okay, that's a grass energy for them. And a prime catcher. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. How many energies do we have? We have 0 in the discard, and we have 2, 4, 6 in play. So we should still have 9 in the deck, assuming none of them are prized. So we should be okay. Okay, well, you do no good. Like I said, Indeedee has yet to be useful to me in all the playtesting that I've done. I find it very funny. Alright, let's bring this guy back. Let's restart. Nice. And let's just Aura Jab. Taking out this Tarantula. And let's attach that to Mew. So now Mew is completely set up. Yeah, we have a much better board state than the first game. And honestly, in this run back, we might actually get our objective complete, which is to take all 6 prize cards and take our win. Because they have yet to take a prize on us. Knock on wood. I had some wood at the moment, but I don't. My desk is made out of metal, so it doesn't do me any good. But I am not going to cut any of this footage out. I mean, obviously, like, if they're taking a hot minute to make a move, then and they're going to concede. I'm not counting a good session, but I am happy that we got the run back and won the best 2 out of 3. Alright, good news, ladies and germs. We have finally run into an opponent who is not the same guy that we've been versing. And we have a pretty okay start right now. I think what I want to do is I want to get myself Mew. I think that's a good idea. Well, hold on. Let's Lunar Cycle first and see what we get. And then based off of what I get off the Lunar Cycle, we'll make our executive decision off of that. And I also don't know what my opponent is playing just yet. Oh, it's Mega Gengar. Interesting. You resist fighting, don't you? No, you're weak to fighting. Well, that's even better for us. Thank you so much. I will take that. And we got Latias, so that's good. So whatever we transformative start into, we could just kind of not get stuck. But I think what I want to do is I just want to get Riolu going. Yeah, let's get a Riolu going. That way next turn we could evolve straight into Mega Lucario, assuming that we pull one. I'm just going to Lunar Cycle next turn. That should potentially get me another fighting energy, hopefully, fingers crossed. And again, I want to take all 6 prize cards. I think that's my main focus right now. I'm not counting concessions. I'm not counting decking out or anything like that. All right, they're going to Iono us. That's fine. That'll put everything to... There's my Mega Lucario. Nice. The Enrichment Energy doesn't really help me in this situation. Enrichment Energy is more for Victini. It's more for Mew. What's her name? Indeedee. Like those types of Pokemon. That's what the Enrichment Energy is for. I wish I could use Fighting Gong in my deck, but, you know, no trainer cards. So, oops, all Pokemon. Right, so, we are definitely going to get this Lucario going. I wish he was a colorless, and then I could have attached the Enrichment Energy. You just do 10? Yeah, Petty Grudge for 10. That's fine. You could Petty Grudge me. I'm okay with that. Because you got me a very nice hand. Alright, got the Mew. Let's attach that here. Let's evolve into you. And... no, I don't want to put down the Fez. Let's just attack for 260. Why not? Little overkill, but we like overkill. And we'll attach that to... a Mew, I guess. Hopefully they Iono us again, and then we can really get things rolling. Or we could just get ourselves a Fighting Energy. That works too. And you're also weak to fighting. Yes, you are. Nice. So we don't have to Mega Brave this game. We could just get away with Aura Jabbing the whole time. I think that sounds like a good idea. Please do not concede. Please get yourself a bench, and we can get things rolling. I would love to take 6 prize cards. I mean, I've obviously shown you guys that it is possible to win without trainer cards, but I really want to drive this point home and get myself all 6 prize cards. I think that would be the most fitting way to prove that you can win without trainer cards. Because as our first matchup showed against that Mega Charizard, it's not always that consistent. You're also weak to fighting. Oh my god, you love to see it. Brother, we ran into literally the best person right now. And they're just going to flip the script. Hopefully ending their turn right there, but we'll have to see. And they're just going to concede. Dang it! Oh, we could have totally won that and got all 6 prize cards. Alright, on to the next match. Alright, here we are in game. I lost count, honestly, at this point. They're a pretty good starting hand right now. We are going first, as per usual, because my opponent just loves letting me go first for some reason. And I see a Petra in the active position. Not great, but we are going to Lunatone here, getting us 3 more cards, and getting us nothing of use. Well, we get Skwovet. That's somewhat useful. We could use our Skwovet Mew combination. Getting ourselves Indeedee. You're a day late and $1 short, my girl. But we get ourselves a fighting energy, so we will definitely attach that to Riolu. And now what we can do next turn is we can Lunar Cycle once again to get ourselves 3 more cards. And if we don't get the cards we want, we can Skwovet Mew again for another 3 cards. And as you guys can see in the top left corner, I did change my main objective, which is... Oh, he's having a hard time setting up, unfortunately. Oh, so am I, buddy. Anyway, as I was saying... never mind, we are not having a hard time setting up. We just won. As I was saying, I changed the main objective in the top left corner to say we have to take all 6 prize cards to consider it a win. But we are going to take the win here against this Pecharunt and call it a day. I will give them a thumbs up too if I can. Oh, I could not. I'm sorry about that, dude. Okay, starting off with a semi-decent hand. I mean, we got Riolu, we got Mega Lucario, we got Latias. We got Ditto to get us our Lunatone so we can start lunar cycling. I mean, it's not a bad start at all. We do have the Ditto here that we can use to transform into Lunatone, and we did match up into the same opponent that we just beat with the Pecharunt. You guys can't see his name, but I can. And that is most certainly the same player that we just went up against. So hopefully they have an easier time setting up and we can actually get a full game going. They're going to start things off with a Dino. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to transform into a Lunatone real quick. And then I'm going to Lunar Cycle and get things rolling. Okay, get ourselves a Fighting Energy. And I'm just going to end it there. And the next turn what I could do is I could plop down Latias and start swinging with Mega Lucario. I'm telling you, the consistency of this deck is absolutely wild, dude. Even without trainer cards, Mega Lucario was still dummy Braxton broken. Like, it's ridiculous how strong this card is by itself. And that's why I chose it as my main attacker. At first, I was doing this challenge with Steven's Metagross, but then the issue became trying to evolve up into Metagross without the help of Rare Candy. Yeah, it was rough, dude. It was not a fun time for anybody. So I was like, you know what? There's got to be an easier way. And sure enough, there most certainly was an easier way. The answer was just Mega Lucario. Alright, with the Latias, that allows us to freely retreat. I am not going to attach this energy because we could already knock out this Dino. Guess we're just going to leave it there for now. And I'll just Aura Jab, why not? And I will attach 1 energy to Solrock, because why not? Alright, so hopefully we can get the other 5 prize cards in this game, and we can finally put this one in the books and call it a day. Because as you guys have seen, Mega Lucario is just busted. It is a broken card that can do well without trainers. It sets up very easily. It just does what it has to do and gets things. They get themselves the Hydreigon, and they are weak to grass. They are not weak to fighting, so we do have a game on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Do they have another energy? They do not, unfortunately for them. Okay, well, I'm going to plop down this Oricorio, so we have some healing potential. I'm going to get rid of an energy here. And we unfortunately don't get anything of use that I really want. And I'm not going to put things down. Just going to Aura Jab here. Like I said, I have to attach a basics to somebody, so I'm just going to attach to, I guess, Lunatone, why not? So now he can attack as well, if need be. That's the only thing I don't like about Aura Jab is you must attach. It's not like you may attack, you must. So, if that energy's in your discard, it's going on somebody. And they're going to start swinging for 200. Hopefully I can get myself an energy now that I've gotten rid of mostly everybody. Okay, they've had a professor's research for a brand new hand, hopefully getting themselves some bench Pokemon. Otherwise, we're just going to start swinging here for some massive damage. Nope, they're just going to mill the top of my deck, getting rid of some crucial cards. That sucked. We got a Riolu, though. That's nice for us. And I'm just going to heal here. That'll bring me down to 180. But that unfortunately means we still cannot survive another attack from our friend here. So I'm just going to Aura Jab and attach those energies to my little Riolu on the bench. And hopefully now that my opponent sees that I don't have much in the wake of attacking, they might stick around. And they have exactly 70 HP left, so we can come in with Solrock next turn and take out our friend Hydreigon here. And they're going to Grimsley's Move. I love this card. It's a very interesting card. I made an entire deck around this card. If you have not seen that, you could go check out my channel. It's somewhere in my uploaded videos, but I did make a whole deck around Grimsley's Move using Mega Gengar, Marnie's Grimmsnarl. I forget what other Dark-type Pokemon I used, but it was a really fun deck, and I got a lot of positive feedback for it, so thank you guys so much for that. There goes my Mega Lucario. No! That sucks. We only have... Actually, no, we have 2 left in the deck. Never mind. We're fine. It's just a little annoying that they had to get rid of 2 Lucarios, and we have no way to recover Pokemon, obviously, so... yeah, not good for us. We do get ourselves a Indeedee, though. I might just put her on the bench. That way, in case we can't find Mega Lucario, we have a way of getting Mega Lucario at some point. So that's good for us. And we're going to take 2 more prize cards here, thanks to Solrock. Getting ourselves Hariyama and another Riolu. Okay, not bad, but I would like something else at this point. Yeah, milling is a big issue with this deck, as you guys can see. And they are getting themselves a full bench here. So we might actually be able to run away with our main objective here in the corner. And they're going to use Mega Gengar, whose ability will allow them to take 1 less prize card from my Mega Lucario. Oh, and Mega Sharpedo. Wow, yeah, their deck is just stacked. And they got themselves the Baby Hydreigon, which allows them to attach energies from the top 3 cards of their deck if any of them are energy. That's a good card, too. Wow. Wow. Yeah, my opponent's just rolling right now, dude. They're having a fantastic time. Alright. And they're going to use their ability. If they find any energy in the top 3 cards of their deck, they could just put it anywhere. And it looks like they did find it because it says opponent is moving attached cards. They're just going to put it on the Hydreigon. That's fine. Alright, well, they are going to take out Solrock, which isn't great, but we do have another one in our hand. So we have options here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to promote the Indeedee. It has free retreat thanks to Latias. And I'm just going to pray that we can get something out of that. Kind of want to use this bench space for Solrock, honestly. And he shows up again, so I mean, I kind of feel obligated to use said Solrock at this point. You know what? Put him down. Let's retreat. Let's go into Oricorio. I don't see her doing much this game. Fortunately, that's going to bring us down to 1 prize card. Or rather, my opponent down to 1 prize card, but I had to move. I couldn't stay there. I was in too much of a... and they're going to get themselves Gengar. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so now this Hydreigon is not going to, you know, yield any prize cards if we do manage to take it out with Lucario. And unfortunately... No, you're weak to grass anyway. I was going to say, we could have taken him out with Solrock for weakness, but they're also weak to grass, not even fighting, so that doesn't help us either. And it looks like we're gonna lose this one as well. Oh, unfortunate. I can't even use Indeedee anymore because she's just gonna be a sitting duck. So I gotta promote this Riolu no matter what. And hopefully we just get ourselves Mega Lucario. We got an energy. You're a day late and a dollar short, my friend. You know what? Let's just Skwovet. And we're gonna Lunar Cycle. And that'll allow me to see the most out of my deck. There's my Mega Lucario, but like I said, unfortunately, even though we're going to take a prize for this Hydreigon, it doesn't mean anything because they are just going to use Mega Gengar's ability and prevent them from taking a prize card. That's unfortunate. Yeah, see, Shadowy Concealment prevents you from taking any prize cards. Alright, well, the good thing here is that they promote the Gengar. Okay, interesting. It's a shame I don't have another Riolu on the bench. Why did I waste my bench space on you? You bum. Okay. You do 120, but if you have a damage count on you, do 270. And you could hit for 230 right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a losing matchup. This sucks. Okay. Yeah, we just did not get the right combination of cards that we needed now. And it's showing. So we're just going to have to take the L here, unfortunately. Although, I will just Lunar Cycle just to see what we could potentially get here. Nothing crazy. I guess Enrichment Energy, why not? Seeing what else we can get. We got nothing. And we're just going to shuffle all this. to the bottom of our deck. One card, yeah, we're gone. Alright, we're cooked. We're done. And again, I have to attach this energy, so bing, bang, boom. Why not? Yeah, why not? Everybody's set up now. It is what it is. Alright, we are just going to take the L on this one. Alright, so they got their revenge on us, and they won the second game. Maybe we'll run into them a third time and get the best 2 out of 3. Alright, here we are in game number 8. Yes, you heard that correctly, 8. I'm just going to start things off with Latias and Riolu. Maybe our little Chatot. Okay. Interesting start from my opponent, and it looks like it is a slacking deck. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to attach that energy to Indeedee. That way next turn we can retreat, go into the Riolu, and then evolve with the help of Indeedee. That seems like my best play at the moment. And luckily for us, we actually don't have an ability with Mega Lucario, so we can still attack Ogerpon. And funny enough, if you actually have Mew set up, she can also attack Ogerpon, so that's also good to know. And they're just going to pass it. That's fine by me. Got a Victini. I really don't want to overbench here, because that seems to be my biggest downfall here. And let's just Expert Nurture, getting my Mega Lucario into play. And for once, Indeedee actually came into play, so I'm happy I got to showcase her with her Dollar Store TM Evo effect. And they're going to... No, I thought that was a Jet Energy. No, they're just going to attach Pass. That's fine. We take those. Got another Riolu. That's nice. Ooh. Do I want to get another Lucario? You know what? Let's get another Lucario. Only because my opponent's having a hard time setting up. I'm going to just milk this as best as I can. While I still can. Alright, so now we have 2 Lucarios in play. The only problem I foresee is we don't have much in the wake of... What was it? Salvatore. Ah, so that's going to get the Vigoroth. Nice, okay. That's a card you don't see very often, but it's a very useful card. I get an energy. I get a Skwovet. I will take that. That is one piece of my puzzle. So let's Skwovet here. We get a Riolu. That's not bad, but we're just going to retreat into this Lucario, take out the Ogerpon because we don't have an ability, and take 2 prize cards. Could this potentially and finally be the game where we get all 6 prize cards and finish our main objective? And those are my 2 Oricorios. They were both bench. Great. The fact that they are promoting the Slackoth and not the Vigoroth tells me that they don't have much. They do get an Arven though, and that could be dangerous for them, because that could get them a rare candy. There it is. Yep. What is good for us though is that they are weak to fighting, so Lucario has a good chance here. And they are just going to pass it back to us. Excellent. A Makuhita, who I cannot use at the moment, so we're just going to Nest Stash, hopefully getting myself an energy. I do. Thank you very much. And let's just start Aura Jabbing here for 240, or 260 rather. And now, if they come up with the Slacking, I could use my Mega Brave attack and just one-shot that. That would be even better. I did see that they had the rare candy in their hand, so they could at any point Mega Evolve. I wish you could Mega Evolve Slacking. They could just rare candy and fully evolve that Slackoth on the bench with the Max Belt attached. Honestly, I don't even think with the Max Belt they're hitting enough to take out Lucario. I think they only hit for 330 if my memory serves me correctly, because I think Slacking EX only hits for 280 if I'm not mistaken. I don't quite remember. I think it's 280. And 280 plus 50 is only 330, so they are not taking us out. My opponent's taking a hot minute to make a decision here, so I'm going to assume that they are now AFK because they don't want to take this L. Yeah, it looks like my opponent is AFK because they have not made a move. Well, that's unfortunate, but you know what? We'll take as many prize cards as we can before PTCGL finally ties them out, and hopefully that'll be enough time for me to take these last 2 prize cards, but I highly doubt it. But you know what? I will take that as the win, because even if they are AFK and they do time out, we were winning this matchup regardless. It's a Slacking that we're hitting for weakness. They couldn't one-shot us, so we could totally take them out. They were having a hard time setting up, and those would be our last 2 prize cards. So I am absolutely going to take this as my win, even though they were AFK. But, I mean, come on, guys. We were going to take those last 2 prize cards. Yeah, they're just going to give us the win, PTCGL. Unfortunate, but we got the win. I'll count that for the end of the video. All right, that is going to do it for my Mega Lucario no trainer deck. I don't know what's more telling about this deck. The fact that Mega Lucario is this strong and speaks volumes to how strong it is, that the fact that it doesn't need any trainers, or that I'm just a good deck builder. I don't know which is which. Maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe it's just Mega Lucario is just holding this team down, because I did have other decks that I was playtesting. I did get a couple wins with, like I said, with Steven's Metagross. I did one with Mega Kangaskhan. I got a couple wins with, but Mega Lucario was just the most consistent version of the Zero Trainer deck. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I have a lot to edit with this video. This might be a very long video. I might have to cut a couple of matches out because of how long it took me to get that so-called win. Speaking of which, I am just going to change the color to, you know what, we're going to make it yellow, because it wasn't quite, the outcome I was looking for by taking all 6 prize cards. But you know what, we won so many times. I mean, it's fair to say that you can absolutely win without any trainer cards in your deck at this point in time in the format that we're given. So we are going to absolutely take that. We'll make it yellow because it wasn't exactly taking 6 prize cards, but we got so many wins today. I mean, I've lost count. Probably like 5 or 6 wins today, which was crazy. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about my Zero Trainer deck, and let me know in the comment section down below how we can make it better. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more wacky decks like this. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!